Alright, this is the 9.2 mastery check, basically where we are asked, just like in the 9.1 mastery check, to find the area of complex figures. The idea when you're finding the area of complex figures is to divide the shape into shapes that you already know, or already know how to find the area of, and then just add those areas together to find the area of the whole shape. So let's look at number one. Number one is already divided for us. We can see this line right here is dividing this into a rectangle and a half circle. So I'm going to label these parts A and B. The rectangle I can see has a length of 4 centimeters and a height of 6 centimeters. So the area of that rectangle is just 4 times 6, or 24 square centimeters. Excuse me. For circle B, or half circle B, what I'm going to do is find the area of that whole circle, if it was a whole circle, and then just divide it by 2 so that I get the area of the half circle. So remember that the formula for the area of circles is pi times radius squared. So what I need to do for circle B, or for half circle B, is first figure out what the radius is. Remember, the radius goes halfway across the circle. So if the whole way across the circle, which is labeled down here as 4, then halfway across will be 2 centimeters. So I'm going to take pi times, instead of r squared, times 2 squared, because 2 is my r, or my radius. And then I'm going to divide that area by 2 after I find it. So order of operations tells me I need to do exponents before multiplying or dividing. So I'm going to do the exponent. 2 squared means 2 times 2. So that's pi times 4 divided by 2. And I'm actually going to do the multiplying by pi last, so that I don't have to deal with the decimals until the very end. So in multiplication and division, you can change the order like that. Alright, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I have pi times 2. And now I'm going to go ahead and multiply this out. Remember that pi is just a symbol that stands for this number 3.14 that helps us find the area and circumference of circles. So I want 3.14 times 2. If you prefer to do this with lattice, be my guest. So 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. My decimal goes there. So 6.28 square centimeters. So now I need to add the area of the half circle and the area of the rectangle, remembering to line up my decimal for addition. So 24 plus 6.28. Notice that that looks kind of funny, but it's right, because the decimal in 24 is at the end. 24, it's just like 24.0. If you want to put those zeros above, you can. So now adding down, and then our decimal drops down in addition, we get 30.28 square centimeters for the area of this shape. Alright, let's look at number 2. Number 2 is also kind of divided for us already. There's that line right there. We've got a quarter circle, 1/4 of a circle this time, and a rectangle. So let's label these A and B so I can clearly see our work. So for rectangle A, 4 times 10 is the area there, so we get 40 inches squared. For B, I'm going to use my same area formula for my circle, pi times radius squared, but this time I'm going to divide it by 4 because I only have 1/4 of the whole circle. So I'm going to plug in what my radius of the circle is, and again, if this was the circle, it would go all the way around like this, and so my radius would be this distance. Now I need to figure out what that distance is because it's not labeled. I can see that all the way across from here to here is 10 inches. That's labeled right down here. So that's 10 inches all the way across. If I subtract the 5 that I don't want, then I would have 5 left for my radius. So I'm going to plug that in. Pi times 5 squared divided by 4. Order of operations tells me I have to do exponents before multiplying or dividing. So I have pi times 25 times divided by 4. Again, I'm going to change the order here and do the division before the multiplication. With multiplication and division, that is okay. So I'm going to do 25 divided by 4. If you want to come off to the side and do that with long division, you can. If you know it off the top of your head, that's fine too. 4 goes into 25 6 times, which is 24. We subtract that, we get 1. Add a decimal and a 0, bring it down. 4 goes into 10 twice. Don't forget to put the decimal up there too. Subtract 8, bring it down. We can add another 0, bring it down. 4 goes into 25 times. So now we have pi times 6.25. Now we're going to actually multiply that out because this says use 3.14 for pi. We can't leave it like that. We're going to multiply it out. Remember, this stands for 3.14. So we're going to do 3.14 times 6.25. Again, if you want to use lattice, you can go right ahead. But you're going to multiply those things together. Once you do that, you're going to get 19.625. Yes, I did just use my calculator. 19.625 inches squared. Now you need to add together the area of this section and this section. So we're going to do 40 plus 19.625. Again, look at how that decimal lined up. You can add these zeros if you'd like. So 59.625 is what that comes out to be. Don't forget your units, inches squared.